Chesterfield County Public Schools now offers online pre-registration for rising kindergarten students for the upcoming school year. This is a convenient way to provide some of the required information prior to kindergarten registration day. Pre-registration should only be done by a parent with whom the child resides for the majority of the school week. To begin, click Begin Pre-Registration online. If you do not currently have a Parent View account and you are pre-registering a kindergarten student for the upcoming school year, please click on Activate Account, then Create a new account. For parents that do have a Parent View account or have another student already enrolled in a CCPS school, please view the separate instructions and video on how to use online pre-registration for your student. Online pre-registration is not accessible through the Parent View mobile app or the regular Parent View web address. In order to create a Parent View account and proceed with the online pre-registration of your student, you will need to answer each of the questions as follows. Do you currently have other students enrolled in a Chesterfield County public school? Are you enrolling a kindergarten student? Has the student you are trying to register ever received any services from Chesterfield County Public Schools, such as current pre-K, speech, or early childhood special education? Once all three questions have been answered, click Continue. If your selections are anything other than the ones shown, you will receive the following message and will need to contact the school that your student will attend for further information. Otherwise, after clicking Continue, you will be taken to the privacy statement. Please use the scroll bar on the right to read through the Chesterfield County Public Schools Parent View Student View Use Agreement. You will then need to agree by clicking I accept. Next, you will begin creating your Parent View account. Please enter your legal first name and legal last name exactly as displayed on your state driver's license or ID card. Then enter your email address, confirm your email address, and finally, type in the alphanumeric code exactly as it is displayed. Then click Continue to Step 3. Synergy will then send a message to the email address that you just entered. This message contains a link that allows you to complete the Parent View account creation process. Click Return to Login to continue. At this point, you will need to open your email application to view the message. Please check your spam or junk folder if the message does not appear in your inbox. If you do not receive the message, please contact the school that your student will attend for further information. If the email address you entered is already associated with the parent record in Synergy, the email that you receive will be similar to the one shown here. If the email address is not already in use in Synergy, the email that you receive will be similar to this one. Click on the hyperlinked word Here in the email message to be directed back to online pre-registration to complete your Parent View account creation. This will open in a new tab. Once it does, please close all other Parent View tabs that may still be open. You'll next need to enter a user ID. You can use the default of your email address or change it to any series of characters not already in use as a Parent View user ID. Then enter a password and confirm the password by retyping it. Passwords must be at least 6 characters in length, and the password and confirm password must match. Finally, click Save and Continue. Creation of your Parent View account is now complete. You will now begin the pre-registration process for the upcoming school year. Click Begin New Registration to continue. The introduction screen contains important information about online pre-registration and what documents you will need to have on hand before beginning the pre-registration process. By clicking on the blue hyperlinks, you will be directed to existing resources on the Chesterfield County Public Schools website. Please note the tabs on the left-hand side of the screen. Each of these sections will need to be completed during the pre-registration process. Click Continue to proceed. Next, you will need to type in an electronic signature, which exactly matches the name you used to create your Parent View account. This is displayed in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Then click Save and Continue. On the Family Home Address screen, begin typing in your home or physical address in the Type to Find an Address field. Do not type in a mailing address or a P.O. box here. Use the actual physical address of your Chesterfield residence. As a street number is typed in, you may see some options pop up. Continue typing until your physical address appears. Then click on it to auto-populate the remaining address fields. Fields with red asterisks are required. Fields without asterisks may be left blank, but please fill in as much information as possible. If you need to enter additional information, such as an apartment number, please do so. Then click Save and Continue. If your mailing address is the same as your physical address, click the checkbox for Mail address is the same as home address. If not, enter the address into the Type to Find an Address field, or directly into the street number, street, and other fields. If the mailing address is a post office box, click the P.O. Box checkbox, then enter the box number in the street number field. Once the full mailing address has been entered, click Save and Continue. You will next need to enter your demographic information. Please enter your legal name as it appears on your state driver's license or ID card. Please note, while parents have the option of selecting a preferred language for oral and written materials from a long list, CCPS currently uses School Messenger, which generates and sends phone calls and emails in a limited number of languages. Once all required fields have been completed, click Save and Continue. Next, enter all applicable phone numbers, which could include home, work, cell, or other phone numbers. At least one phone number must be added. Click Add New to add as many phone numbers as desired. Do not enter phone numbers here for other parents, guardians, or emergency contacts. There will be an opportunity to enter those numbers later. Check as primary the phone number where you wish to be contacted first, and where automated phone calls from the school system are to be received. Verify the email address where you wish to be emailed. This should be the same as the email used to create your Parent View account. Then click Save and Continue. You've now finished entering your parent information. If there are any changes that need to be made, click Edit. If additional parents or guardians need to be added, click Add New Parent Guardian. If there are legal or custodial issues with another parent, documentation must be provided to the school where the student is enrolling. If no additional parents or guardians need to be added, click Save and Continue. If you clicked Add New Parent Guardian, enter the data for this person where applicable. The address displayed is referring to the physical address for this parent or guardian. The mailing address will be displayed later. If this person lives at the same address as you, leave the Parent Guardian lives at this address box checked and click Save and Continue. If this person lives at a different address than you, uncheck Parent Guardian lives at this address, then click Save and Continue. You will need to enter the physical address for this parent or guardian. Enter the address into the Type to Find an Address field, or directly into the street number, street, and other fields. Click Save and Continue. Enter a mailing address for this parent or guardian if it is different from the home address. If not, click the Mail address same as home address checkbox, then click Save and Continue. Next, enter all phone numbers for this parent or guardian and check as primary the first number where he or she would like to be contacted. Click Add New to add as many numbers as necessary. Please note, School Messenger will only send these messages to you, the enrolling parent. Again, these numbers should all belong to the person listed on this screen, not other parents, guardians, or emergency contacts. Enter an email address for this person, or click the Parent Guardian does not have an email address checkbox. Click Save and Continue once you have finished entering all information on this screen. If any more parents or guardians need to be added, click Add New Parent Guardian and repeat the process. If not, click Save and Continue. The next tab to be completed is Emergency. You must add one emergency contact by clicking Add New Emergency Contact. This is an individual who will be contacted in the event none of the parents or guardians can be contacted. This person does not have to be local. Please fill in all applicable fields and then click Save and Continue. Enter at least one phone number for the emergency contact. Then click Save and Continue. You can enter one and only one emergency contact in online pre-registration. Other emergency contacts may be provided to the school on the emergency card. Once the emergency contact shows a status of complete, click Save and Continue to proceed with entering the student or students to be pre-registered. To begin entering data about the student to be pre-registered, click Add New Student. At any point, you may click Log Out and can return later to complete the online pre-registration. When you return to the online pre-registration web address, enter the username and password previously created. Then click Log In. After logging in, click Resume Registration to pick up where you left off. Depending on where you are in the pre-registration process when you log out, you may need to click the In Progress button to continue. Please enter your student's legal first name, middle name, and last name from their birth certificate. Do not use nicknames. If your student does not have a middle name, please click the No Middle Name checkbox. If your student is a junior, third, etc., please enter that in the suffix field, not as part of the legal last name. After you enter your student's birth date, this will then be validated to determine if he or she is old enough to pre-register for kindergarten. Finally, select the parent or guardian with whom the student shares the primary address. Then click Save and Continue. Please select the country where the student was born. If the birth country is not the United States, please fill in birthplace or city, and the approximate date the student entered the U.S. For a student pre-registering for kindergarten who has not previously attended public kindergarten in the United States, please enter the date that the student first attended school in the U.S. as the first day of school for the upcoming school year. Next, answer the question about whether the student has attended school in the U.S. for less than 3 cumulative years. This refers to public school only. Finally, enter the type of birth verification document that will be provided to the school. In the majority of cases, this should be the birth certificate. If you are not able to provide a birth certificate, please select Affidavit and speak with the school registrar for further information when you go to the school to complete the registration process. Click Save and Continue. If the birth country is the United States, please fill in your student's birth state and birthplace or city. Enter the type of birth verification document you will provide to the school. Again, in the majority of cases, this should be the birth certificate. If you are not able to provide a birth certificate, please select Affidavit and speak with the school registrar for further information when you go to school to complete the registration process. Click Save and Continue. If the student's birth certificate has a number, please enter it exactly as it appears. Please fill in the Student Military Connection field by selecting the answer that applies to your student's parental connection to the U.S. military. This question appears because the state of Virginia requires this data for all students in public schools. Next, select the transportation method to and from school. Finally, fill in the pre-K experience and weekly time questions with the most appropriate selections. Click Save and Continue. The Student Contact Information screen is the next one displayed. This refers to the student's personal phone number and email address. Currently, we do not utilize that information for kindergarten students. Please click the checkboxes for no phone numbers and no email address, then click Save and Continue. On the Student Ethnicity and Race screen, please provide the information for the student being pre-registered. This demographic data is required by the federal government and the Virginia Department of Education. You must make a selection in the ethnicity dropdown and choose at least one race checkbox. However, multiple boxes may be selected. Click Save and Continue. If your student attended school previously, please enter all applicable information. This is an example of the section when completed. If your student previously attended kindergarten, it is critical for the CCPS school that your student will attend to be able to obtain his or her educational records. Click Save and Continue. On the Student Parent Guardian Relationships screen, please define the relationship of each parent or guardian to the student being pre-registered using the drop-down box. Only individuals with a relationship to the student should be listed, so clicking the No Relationship checkbox should not be done. The descriptions at the bottom of the screen detail what each checkbox to the right of the parent name means in Synergy. Please make sure that each checkbox that applies to the individual parent contact is selected. Then click Save and Continue. Next, enter a relationship for the emergency contact. Again, selecting the No Relationship checkbox should not be done. Also, determine whether your student is allowed to be released to this individual by checking the Release To box. If the box is left unchecked, the school will not release your student to the person listed as the emergency contact. Click Save and Continue. On the Emergency Contact Order screen, you can drag the contacts so that they are in the order you determine to be correct, so that the right person is contacted first in case of emergency. When you have finished, click Save and Continue. You will next need to answer questions about special services for the student being pre-registered. It is critical for a school to know about any special services your student has received. Please select the appropriate responses by clicking on the No or Yes radio buttons. If Yes is selected for certain questions, additional questions will appear. Click Save and Continue to proceed. On the Student Special Placement screen, fill in any applicable field for the student being pre-registered. Then click Save and Continue. Finally, please answer each language question for the student being pre-registered. Click Save and Continue. The address that you selected as the primary physical address for your student will now be validated by the system. If the school selection isn't pre-populated, select the school using the drop-down. Then click Save and Continue. If you have additional kindergarten students to pre-register, click Add New Student and repeat the process for additional students. Once all students have been pre-registered, click Save and Continue. In order to complete the pre-registration process, you must click Review. You can then make changes to each individual section by clicking Edit for that section. If you select Print, you can print a copy of the information entered during pre-registration. Click Print or Cancel to return to the Review screen. Once you have reviewed all of the pre-registration data and verified that it is correct, check the box at the bottom of the screen, then click Submit. You will not be able to make any changes to the information entered once you submit. You must then click OK to confirm submission of the online pre-registration. Once the online pre-registration is submitted, you will be taken to the home screen of the online pre-registration website. Just as with the introduction screen, please read these important instructions. The items listed must be brought to the school before the student's registration can be accepted by school staff. Once you log out, you can check the status of your online pre-registration by returning to the CCPS online pre-registration website and clicking the Status button. The student's online pre-registration will continue to show a status of waiting until all required documentation is delivered to and reviewed by the school. If you receive an email that the online registration has been denied, please contact the school to determine the reason. If required documentation was not provided, school staff will be able to inform you which documents need to be brought to school. Please direct any questions about online pre-registration to the school where you are pre-registering your student.